Welcome back to the Australian Fighting Championships. What a night it's been so far. History-making night. And Josh Warner, we're up to our fourth fight of the evening. It's the Aussie again. Chris Wase takes on China's Xiao Long. It's going to be a beauty.
Huge pressure on Chris in this one. Win the fight, get a bantamweight title shot. I did speak to a very good Chinese friend of mine. He said to me, you have no idea what to expect with Xiao Long. I'm super excited to see what Xiao brings to the cage.
We'll go to John DiMicoli, centre of the cage for this one, AFC here in China.
Ladies and gentlemen, bout number 4 of the evening, fighting out of the red corner, representing Xi'an, China, Xiao Long.
Xiao Long making his way to the cage as we see right now, Chinese flag in tow. Maybe not the Chinese flag, but a flag of some nature in any event. Look, I said I don't know a lot about him. I saw him train a few times this week, Matt. Fantastic movement, really, really good ground and pound. But I've got it on good authority, this kid's something special.
Look at him, the coolest Chinese fighter you'll ever see. Had the headphones, had the sunglasses, and he's very, very excited. They're proud of him here in China. And a lot of talk from a lot of fans here earlier tonight about this young fella.
Yeah, another one from the Xi'an Sports Institute. So when you get to that institute, they breed genuine martial arts monsters. And Xiao is one they've got huge, huge plans for. He's going to walk into a brick wall in the form of Australia's Chris Wase. But again, the striking, the technique is all there, but I've been told to watch out for his ground control. When he gets on top, harder to move than Brock Lesnar.
In Australia, we say home ground advantage. Talk about the home country advantage here. Chris Wase is going to have his work cut out. It's hot in this stadium. He's up against a hostile crowd that are really supporting him as Xiao Long makes his way into the AFC cage.
The loudest reception so far. Crowd went bananas when he walked in, and they'll be right in his corner for the entire fight.
And ladies and gentlemen, his opponent, Chris the Warrior Wase.
Chrissy Wase walking out to Ramstein as he has for every one of his AFC fights. Always impartial in the commentary position, Matt Pilios. However, if I was to be less partial, Chris Wase probably my favourite fighter on the roster right now.
Yeah, you are a big Chris Wase fan. I've picked that up, Josh, over the last 6 or 7 commentaries that we've done together. And why not? He makes the AFC proud. He just fights to the death, this guy. His stand-up's amazing, and he's just so well-rounded.
Oh, he is fantastic. Muay Thai background, you don't see it too much in his fights. Clay Matagi in his corner right now, K1 superstar in his time as well, so really well-trained, goes through Scammer, does some work at Phuket top team in Thailand, so he's incredibly well-trained athlete. Again, really relies on his ground and pound, on his ground control and his submissions. Even though he's got that Muay Thai background, a number of his fights recently have ended by either ground and pound or by submission. So Chris Wase, as I said earlier, bordering on that bantamweight title shot. He needs to put on a dominant performance here, but it's so difficult, Matt, because he just doesn't know anything about his opponent.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I mean, and this is what you call a fight. Nothing, no video, not much information, and against a kid that looks very impressive, and big raps that we haven't seen as well. So it's going to be a tough one. Let's see how mentally he's going to go.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to bout number 4 of the evening. 3 by 5 minute rounds in the AFC Bantamweight division. When that bell tolls, your man in charge in the center of the cage is Mr. Greg Clenyons. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner. This man's a striker, standing 5 feet 7.5 inches tall, an official weight of 62.5 kilograms. 1 win, no losses. Fighting out of Xi'an in Xi'an, China, ladies and gentlemen, Xiao Long! And across the cage, his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner. He is a mixed martial artist, standing 5 feet 8 inches tall, official weight of 62.45 kilograms. A record, 5 wins, 1 loss, 2 wins coming via submission. Fighting out of the Scammer Fight Club in Melbourne, Australia, ladies and gentlemen, Chris the Warrior Wase!
Not the ovation he gets in Melbourne, Australia, that's for sure, Josh. And both fighters are centre of the cage.
Sometimes it's good to be the bad guy, though, Matt. Sometimes it's good to be the bad guy.
We saw the stand in at the weigh-ins, a height advantage of Chris Wase. He looks really strong in the chest this time. He usually, I don't see the muscle on Chris Wase like I've seen tonight.
Had a really good weight cut. Spoke to him yesterday. Weight cut was good. He'll have a height and reach advantage here. He'll have to use that, try and stay away from Xiao Long, given the information we received about his takedown ability in ground and pound.
So up against the young Xiao Long from China in the orange trunks, taking on Aussies in the grey and black, Chris Wase. And let's see what this Chinese fanfare is all about, because he is...
Takedown early, straight away. Chris Wase threw the body kick. Xiao caught it, took him down. Scuffle right now. Dogfight type position. Chris will look to do a bit of a throw here, a bit of a hip toss. And Xiao maintaining good position. See, he dropped his body posture. Too heavy to take down.
And very...
high knee. Good high knee from Xiao Long, but Chris's hands up nice and high as we'd expect.
And both guys fighting Josh early.
Jockeying for position. This is the back. Big takedown. So Xiao Long got his back early on in round one.
Very determined, isn't he, the Chinese fighter?
Suplex. Big suplex, but falls perfectly into side control. Now drop some of those hammer elbows.
And the Chinese crowd going absolutely berserk, Josh.
That's exactly what they wanted. Xiao wants this fight on the ground. He wants to unleash some of that ground and pound. Perfect start for Xiao Long. Let's see what Chris has here in relation to his ground control or his ground defence.
Great hassle. Chris back to his feet.
That's good. Use the cage. Cage walk back up. Couple of nice little left hands in there. Just let him know he's still around. So no damage for Chris Wase, but a really impressive start here for Xiao Long. And the crowd right behind their hometown boy right now.
What about the determination of the young Chinese fighter, Josh?
Look, it's hard fighting in front of a crowd like this. As great as it is to have all the support, he's got a lot to lose right now, so he'll be desperate to get a big win here. Now, straight away, Chris shoots in for the takedown now.
Good underhooks.
Look at the underhooks, exactly right from Xiao Long, preventing Chris from executing that takedown.
Chris is fighting hard. Has he got his neck here, Josh?
Now, he can't. Submission from there, very unlikely, but he's maintaining good body position because he's also done some homework. Chris got him down finally.
Good takedown.
Guillotine he's trying for. He's got the leg locked in. This could actually work from here. Chris has to unhook that leg and get in a side position. Xiao has to be careful, though, that doesn't exhaust his arms. He's let it go. That's smart. Don't exhaust your arms so early in round one, young man.
Very impressive start on the young fella, but Chris...
Looking for the single leg still. He's relentless. He's like a dog on a bone, Chris Wase. Once he gets hold of that leg, whether it takes him 30 seconds or 4 minutes, he'll work for that takedown.
And Chris Wase is in a fight here at AFC China. We welcome everybody across the world. We welcome all the
Big
Aussies.
takedown, sorry Matt, big takedown for Chris Wase. Again, executed double leg perfectly. Now we'll look to manoeuvre his body position to get a better ground control.
And Chris now really stamping his authority, Josh Warner, in the first round.
But again, Xiao Long up straight away. Straight away again, that is extraordinary strength. And looking for the takedown himself right now as well. This is definitely Xiao's home. He likes the clinch. He likes this absolutely exhausting sort of body control. Chris gets another takedown. Second takedown for the round for Chris Wase. Can he keep him down this time, though?
These are going to be scoring Chris Wase points. Takedown after takedown.
Not huge, though. Again, almost a third takedown there. But as soon as the fight goes to the ground, Xiao gets straight back up. So Chris now in half guard. So he's got good position here now. Flattened him out. Legitimate half guard. But again, Xiao Long straight away switches. That's extraordinary. Straight away gets him to Chris's full guard. Start dropping some bombs.
I'm surprised at the Chinese strength here, Josh.
And the sweep, the Chinese ability to sweep from the ground in bad back position is extraordinary.
And a good position here for Xiao Long from China and the fans.
You can hear the crowd in the background too, Matt. The crowd right behind Xiao Long right now.
They're a big right there.
Chris Wase defending well, but Xiao's posture, Xiao stacking like that, gives him a far better position to drop some huge punches. So Chris got to be really careful because if one of those gets through, shocks for long enough and the fight's over. Big right hands too from Xiao Long.
Chris Wase
big
is
right
in
hand,
trouble.
Chris caught. Big right hands. Greg Clinton's having a little look at this one.
Chris Wase has to get up.
Screaming Xiao Long right now, right behind the hometown boy, and he's delivering, executing some vicious ground and pound to Chris Wase right now.
Chris Wase, what can he do?
Smart, brought him back to the ground, got rid of the posture, far less power throwing punches from that slider angle.
Getting his breath back, Chris Wase, and it's all the Chinese here. Xiao Long
He's composed. You look at Chris's face right now. He's composed, but he has eaten a couple. Oh, guillotine! Guillotine locked in. No, Chris is... Oh, he's got it locked in. This can finish a fight from here. Chris has to jump over the legs, and he's let it go.
Very, very even first round.
Oh, I disagree, Matt. I think Xiao has controlled this first round pretty well so far. Chris now, though, he's got his window. Big right hand. Chris, this is the most dominant position he's been in for the entire fight so far. Has to use his position now. But again, Xiao Long straight back up and sweeps.
Great wrestling by the Chinese.
Oh, the Xi'an Sports Institute, fantastic
End of round
one.
one.
Xiao Long, incredibly impressive. And the hype that I was sold earlier today, Matt, delivered 100%.
This kid is the real deal, and we'll take a look at some of the replays in a sec. Have a look at how Chris Wase is. It's a different climate. Let's see how exhausted he is at the moment. His feet are up. The Chinese feet are up without Xiao Long.
The highlights for this round, Matt, again, Chris Wase executed 3 or 4 takedowns, wasn't able to get any sort of ground control. Immediately after the fight hit the ground, Xiao Long was either able to get back to his feet or sweep. Xiao definitely landed the cleaner punches. A couple of big right hands on Chris's face. Chris ended the round on top, which is always good for the judges' scorecard, but for me, that's a 10-9 round for Xiao Long.
Yeah, I agree, Xiao Long, but I thought Chris had some good takedowns early. It was that 3rd, 4th and 5th minute that the Chinese fighter really got on top.
The mind of a judge is, always hard to read. So, for the common fan, the takedown equals points. For me, the takedown's fantastic. If you do nothing with it, does it really score that many points?
Let me tell you, this crowd is definitely in favour of their homegrown Xiao Long in our second round. And very, very exciting. And some water just there on the cage.
Look, Xiao Long, again, for me, that's a really impressive start against, one of the best bantamweights in Australia right now. And he's, for my mind, dominated that first round.
And what can Chris Wase do?
He's got to keep distance. Chris's Muay Thai is fantastic. Stay away, throw punches and kicks. Big left hand by Xiao Long, and a big right hand to follow. Wow. Again, big right hand. Chris throwing the body kicks, though. Maintain distance.
Yeah, good.
Shoots. Surprisingly shoots. And again, Xiao is able to manoeuvre himself away from the takedown.
His takedown defence is really good, Josh.
Extraordinary, I'd say, Matt. Extraordinary.
And very confident with his stand-up against Chris Wase as well.
But this is better for Chris. Oh, good right hand again. Chris got to keep those hands up nice and high. Make sure he keeps the head movement, roll the shoulders, cut his angles. Give a moving target every time, and perfectly done there.
Great combinations by Xiao Long.
Oh, and again, the left hand's a money punch for Xiao. That left hook. Chris shoots again, but from distance. Got to set the punches up. For the young fighters watching this, set your punches before shooting for the takedown, because Xiao was able to telegraph that with more than enough time to get the underhook in, and right now he's in very minimal danger.
Chris Wase desperate not to get taken down here, putting the pressure on Xiao Long.
He is. I thought he should actually probably split from this and give himself maybe another minute or minute and a half exchanging the strikes, but instead working the double leg right now. Look at Xiao's body position though, drops his posture, bends his legs, puts all his weight into his feet. Very, very hard to get down from here.
And this is a great tussle at the AFC. First ever fight card in China, Josh.
Double underhook now, single underhook for Xiao. Chris Wase gone for the headlock, can't execute, and we're back into a dogfight position.
And Chris Wase has got a fight in his hand, hasn't he? Judo throw.
Hip toss, the judo throw, hip toss, very good, but again, Xiao's locked Energizer Bunny. As soon as he hits the ground, straight back onto his feet.
Very exciting fighter, and the AFC must be loving having such a great new talent in the Australian Fighting Championships.
Absolutely. Chris working for the guillotine. It's more of a head control than a submission right now. Hands on the ground, preventing the knee. Change to the unified rules. Both hands have to be on the ground, moving forward. But again, not a lot of danger for Chris Wase. But wait for the suplex. We saw one in round 1. Will we see one in round 2?
Position Chris Wase is not liking to be. Some back elbows there.
Handy, underrated the back elbow. Get that in the temple, the fight's over as well.
Yeah, very wary Chris Wase, very dangerous with those long arms.
I'd do it again. The elbow's there. Throw that right elbow or left elbow now. Use the elbow to decrease the position of Xiao Long, because right now, half turtled with back control, he's gone for the straight armbar.
Can Chris Wase fight himself out of
He
this?
can use this for a takedown. Oh, that's tight. That's good. That's controlled by Chris Wase. Out. Xiao Long again. Elusive. Got down. Here we go. Now, Chris Wase has a chance for me. The Americana is an option if he can get his hands in the appropriate position. Xiao's got to move. Xiao's got to get to the right-hand side of Chris Wase to release the pressure on his arm. Chris working it. This is close. Chris is close from here. If he can get that arm behind the back of Xiao Long, this fight's over. Either submission or he'll break that arm off. He's got to work it now. This is a... Chris has let it go. He's let it go.
What a comeback that would have been.
Xiao Long again. Look, let's just... Well, Chris is in position here. 3-time Victorian Jiu-Jitsu gold medalist. 2-time Pan Pacs gold medalist. 2 times IBJJF International Open gold medalist. So he can finish fights. Xiao Long, really, really good to get out of that hole. Triangle. Armbar for Chris Wase open now as well. Chris has got multiple submissions off his back from here if he can get in the appropriate position.
Xiao Long's energy is unbelievable. He's just so aggressive and attacking.
Yeah, he is, but Chris Wase, even though he's on his back, it's finished fight from here. He has triangle, he has armbar victories in the past. He can finish from here if Xiao makes a mistake.
Big elbow there, Josh.
Huge elbow. They say black belt, 1 punch, brown belt, 1 punch, purple belt, 1 punch, blue belt, 1 punch, white belt. Armbar. Armbar's on again. Slips out.
Wow.
Half sweat, half just the elusiveness of Xiao Long. Fantastic submission defense and still maintaining top position. The crowd loving what they're seeing.
Oh, big slam too, Josh.
Chris working the armbar again, still can't get control. Unfortunate for Chris Wase. Xiao able to slip out once more. And again, the Xiao Long chants start from the Chinese crowd.
The Xiao Long spirit here is unbelievable. There's certain times he was in trouble, Josh, and he's coming out and he's attacking Chris Wase. And Chris Wase is thinking, what do I have to do to stop this guy?
You're spot on. Deflating for the fighter when you try that many submissions and can't hook one in. Xiao Long, fantastic. Again, back into the position he's dominated so far. This clinch is where he's been able to control Chris Wase. So let's see what he does. Does he go the takedown here? Does he try and separate some more striking action?
A couple of body shots from Chris. Didn't have a lot of power behind them, Josh.
No, they're just to set things up. Single leg now for Chris Wase, and he'll work this from here. Xiao throwing punches, which is good, lowering his body position again. Chris Wase will look to finish and get the takedown. Too late for Chris Wase, unfortunately.
What a round, what a fight, and the Australian fighting champs here in China is very, very exciting. This one's going to go to the third and final round, Josh Walter. Let's look at some of the replays and what a tussle was, Josh.
As we said, Chris Wase tried the triangle, tried the armbar, tried the Americana, looked for a number of submissions there. Again, depends on what the judges see. Chris Wase trying submission, Xiao Long top position, landing punch. How do you score that, Matt?
Yeah, look, I mean, Chris Wase is a great jiu-jitsu there. It's going to be very hard, that one to score.
Yeah, look, Chris Wase showed why he's a legitimate purple belt. Fantastic, but again, for me, Xiao Long controlled the clinch work. Chris did get the takedowns in that round. So for me, again, not being a judge, I'd probably have it 10-9 Xiao round 1, 10-9 Chris Wase round 2.
Yeah, I agree.
We're back to start. Who wins the third round wins the fight for me.
I just think Chris, that last minute of that second round, his spirit might have been tested there, thinking I've just really dominated Xiao Long in that for 3 or 4 minutes and couldn't finish him when he's usually used to finishing these fighters.
Yeah, in Chris's history in the AFC, when he's been in positions like that, he's won the fight. So that will be a little bit deflating. Coming off a Kimura submission victory, armbar before that, like Chris would have expected to get the submission from there. You've got to put that in the back of his mind right now. He's got 5 minutes to win this fight and earn his bantamweight title shot.
Final round.
Third and final round. This crowd going absolutely berserk for their homegrown Chinaman. Look at Xiao Long in the orange trunks.
Good exchanges to start. Both guys letting their hands go. Chris again throwing punches, the kicks, but Xiao follows right up with the punches.
Long is very impressive on the feet.
Big right hand from Xiao Long again. Chris shoots.
Great level
working
change.
At excellent level change, but again, Xiao Long's ability to maneuver his body position, get the appropriate posture to decrease the chance of Chris Wase's takedown.
Both guys very sweaty here. Xiao Long against the cage.
Chris Wase again. This is so exhausting. Anyone that's trained jiu-jitsu or any form of wrestling in the past knows that it looks like these guys are standing there. The pressure and the energy to jock for position is completely exhausting for both fighters.
Boxing again. Let's see, Xiao Long's been impressive on the feet.
He has, and he throws to finish. Like you saw Chris there throwing a few loose jabs just to generate range. Xiao Long throws that right hand, and every time he throws it, looks to knock his opponent out.
What an arm wrestle this one's been. The AFC have matched this one perfectly, Josh.
Oh, fantastic work from Adam Milankovic. I'm tired just watching this one, to be honest. Like, these boys have left it all in the cage so far. We've got 4 minutes for someone to take this fight.
Both guys very fit. They haven't stopped since the start. Great cardio, and it's extremely hot in this AFC stadium here in China.
Oh, it is. I mean, Chris Wase is an asthmatic as well, so don't underestimate the impact that could have in a really steamy, smoky environment as well. Chris shoots again, working the double leg right now. Big takedown, Chris Wase. Advantage, Chris Wase in round 3 so far. He has to work this now, though. He can't let Xiao get straight back up. Get your body position right, flatten him out against the cage, and then unleash some of those elbows. Chinese crowd roaring for their hometown boy to get back to his feet, and he is. So again, Chris Wase takedown, Xiao Long straight back up.
Chris Wase must be exhausted, Josh.
Oh, that's tiring. And, you know, when Chris got that takedown, he's probably thinking, here we go. Get on top, throw some punches, end the round on top, win the fight. For Xiao to get straight back up will be very deflating for Chris Wase. However, having said that, he's a veteran. And when I say veteran, as in experience-wise, he won't let that get to him. Oh, right hand by Chris. And Xiao answers, rights and lefts. Chris shoots again, lowers his body position, change level, double leg, second takedown for the round for Chris Wase.
Very, very impressive, Chris Wase. What a fighter.
Oh, this is sensational. Chris is back against the wall in this one legitimately. Comes out, 2 big takedowns now again. He's got both legs trapped. Xiao's going to use the cage to walk back up, and almost does it again. Almost called that perfectly.
Chris Wase working very hard to keep him down.
He has to. And land punt, there we go.
Good
right, a left hand from Chris Wase is good. But now Xiao's going to work a single leg takedown for Xiao Long. Fantastic technique again by the young Chinese fighter.
And great strength by Xiao Long. The crowd deafening here in China. Great to be in Xi'an, China. Last third and final round of this fight, Josh. And what a war.
Side control now and cradle here as well for Xiao Long. Now into normal side control. Chris Wase is going to push off that hip, try to hip escape out. And as he does, unfortunately can't get there at this point in time.
And Wase in a bit of trouble.
Yeah, Xiao's going to look to mount as well. Xiao's looking to mount. Chris has got that left leg which is prohibiting the mount. Very, again, technically sound by Chris Wase. Giving up mount right now would be disastrous for the Australian fighter. But as I said, that gets back to full guard. And again, looking to hip escape out, try and get back to his feet.
It was all Chris the first half of this final round, Josh, but now it's a Chinese fighter in attack here.
Straight armbar again for Chris Wase, looking for the straight armbar. That's tight too. Chris has got him locked in as well. Xiao Long, a little bit of trouble here. Chris, Xiao's manoeuvring him. Xiao's got to get out of full guard here to allow himself to minimise the risk, but he doesn't look in any trouble. Like Chris has got that relatively tight. Xiao Long is throwing body shots.
You're very comfortable with it.
Key lock here from Chris Wase too, potentially. Again, he's got every submission in the book in his itinerary, so if he chooses to find one, now's the time for Chris Wase.
Landing some body shots and head shots, the judges will be seeing that as well.
And again, top position for Xiao Long coming towards the end of round 3, so this will all count on the judges' scorecards.
Keeping busy, Xiao
Armbar.
Long.
Chris throws up the legs for the armbar. He couldn't get his leg around the side of Xiao's head, unfortunately.
Great escape by Xiao Long there, Josh.
But again, for me, this still scores points. Chris Wase continually trying to find the submission, scoring points every time. Guillotine from Xiao Long, maybe.
Oh.
Chris almost got the takedown there again.
What a fight, China!
What a fight.
Bell rings, round 3. We're going to the judges' scorecards. Matty Pilios.
Very, very happy with that one. The fight of the night so far, Josh. Hate to be a judge, and we're going to see what happens. I'm going to jump in the cage.
Again, we'll have a look at some of the highlights here. Really competitive fight. Chris Wase, multiple takedowns. However, really couldn't do a lot with them when he got down to the ground. Xiao Long's ground control. Devastating ground control. Ground and pound. He was able to dominate when the fight did go to the ground. He was also able to sweep consistently when Chris Wase did get dominant position. So, incredibly hard fight to score. Maybe Xiao Long purely for the fact that he had the better ground control. We will go shortly to the centre of the cage. Before we do that though, just get a listen to the Chinese crowd here right now, cheering for their hometown boy Xiao Long, who's posing like Tom Cruise and Jerry Maguire. Fantastic. Really likeable kid, very marketable prospect here in the AFC. Judges tallying the scores as we speak. Again, really hard fight to score. Both fighters had times of dominance. Chris Wase got close to a couple of submissions. Xiao really did control the ground game. The stand-up probably pretty even. Hate to be a judge in this one. We will now go centre of the cage, John DiMacaulay, for the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of action, we've gone to the judges' scorecards. Your winner via unanimous points decision, red corner, Xiao Long!
再次恭喜我们中国的选手在本场比赛获得
Xiao Long
哇，
gets
真
the
的是非
unanimous
常的开
decision
心。
victory
今
over
天
an
也是第一
incredibly
位我们
game
中国的
Chris
选
Wase.
手取得
Again,
胜利。
having a
再
look
次要
at
问一下，
the
开
fight
心
as the
吗
way it went down,
开
would
心
probably bring that
哇，让
back
我
to
们
the
再一次
ground
恭喜
control
他
and
们
the ability to sweep so
哇
often for Xiao
那在
Long.
这里给大家简单的做一下自我介绍，介绍一下自己。
大家好，我叫肖龙，今年19岁，昨天刚刚生日，18岁，现在今天19岁了。
哇，今天昨天刚过19岁的生日，那这样我们今天现场给我们这位冠军唱起生日快乐歌好吗？来，让我们响起来，祝你生日快乐，祝你生日快乐，祝你生日快乐，祝你生日快乐。英文版来一遍 ，Happy Birthday to you！ 哇，再次也祝你生日快乐。
好，谢谢大家，谢谢大家。
那在这里要问一下，你对未来的比赛还有哪一些规划呢？
首先，我在这里要感谢我的老师赵学军老师，因为这2年他教会了我很多，就是在 MMA 这项运动上面，都是从我的老师赵学军老师那里学过来的。因为我刚刚开始练习散打，后来到我的老师那里，在西安体院练习了 MMA， 现在的山西新度俱乐部。
真的是只有19岁的选手。
If the boss said a rematch in Melbourne, would you be ready for the challenge?
哇，如果在墨尔本还有一个冲赛，你敢不敢去？
敢！
哇，他将会代表我们中国人再一次取得胜利。那再一次感谢你，也恭喜你取得本场比赛的胜利。那我们也非常期待你在之后的比赛还将给我们继续带来惊喜，好吗？
好。
哇，让我们再一次掌声欢送我们中国的选手！哇！